Good evening, everybody. It is Sunday, the round four of the GT3 doubleheader at Laguna Seca for the 2021 Fall Championship. We got ourselves a really hot uh, race for you. There's a lot of drivers on the track, over 30, so it seems, and that's going to be pretty hectic. This is a very tight track. Um, First of all, I'm just going to go over to the Gt3 Team Standings, as we have Adidas Parlay leading with 335 points, as the Flying Lizard Porsche team is in second, and then Southern Star Motorsports in third, IDRF in fourth. And then going down the list here, we have Nets Motorsports, Panzer Wall Motor, PAF Motorsports in seven, BRB in eight, and then the DRR Racing in nine. That's with Kersetter and the Roger Brothers. Ali Raza and Reggie King in the Boatley in 10. McLovin McLaren Motorsports in 11. 12 is Morton Salt, Omega Racing, Missouri Racing, Incident Collectors, um, Iron Force Racing in 15. Looks like they're tied for 15 and 16 there. And then Avanti in 17, Turtle Tracks in 18, and Underdog in 19. Right now, this list for the GT3 driver standings is a little off. We are still in free practice for anyone that's just joining now. This is still free practice. It's over, but we're joining. We're going to be jumping into qualifying very, very shortly as soon as some of these drivers cross the line. We have. It looks like Josh Willis is ahead, but he has actually 212 points, and Riley Manier has 214. There was a decision made on appeal, and it looks like Riley Manier is the actual P1 standing driver right now for the Adidas Parlay, with Josh Willis in second. Anirudh Sundar in third, Aaron Pickrell in fourth, and Ed Kersetter in fifth. Lindauer in sixth, McKeesley in seven, Burkhoff in eight, Allen in nine, and McConnell in 10. Going down the list, we have looks like the PAF Motorsports are rounding out 9 and 10, which is really good for them. And then you have Adidas Parlay in P1 and 11, the Flying Lizard in 4 and 12. It's some pretty good positions for these drivers because they're the closest ones on the grid right now that are up there. And then going down the list, you can see some of the drivers that are doing pretty well as far as points go. And just going to round it off around the tiebreaker right now with Barrera and P30. Since we only have 30 drivers on the grid, or 32 drivers on the grid, some of these drivers aren't going to be competing, so I won't go sliding too far down. We'll get right back into it as we are right into qualifying. Let's see who's in ahead. Just like I always thought it would be, we have Josh Willis of Panzer Wall Motor leading the pack. First one to go through that straight. And he's going to be starting his flyer right now, as we have Jet Engelman and Chrono still in the pits, as well as Chen. And it looks to be a little bit of an incident there going through the hairpin. Looks like a couple drivers were collected in something that happened right there. Let me take a look at the incidents. Qualifying, yeah. Driver 777 went off, as well as driver. No, that was a little bit ago. So just one driver kind of made in there for all of them. As all those drivers towards the end of Sector 3 are just slowing down so they can get some breather room before they start their flyer. Looks like Josh is one of the few drivers on track that is actually going to have nothing but clean air, as he's going to try to make up some strong pace. What we're looking here for Laguna Seca is a 1:23.7. That is the fastest recorded time that I have seen out of these GT3 drivers, as Josh goes across with a 1:24.4. And we're going to pull it up because we're going to be seeing in just a second. Got some times going to cross. Lindauer with a 1:26.5. Richie Geralman with 124.6. Ed Kerstetter rounding it off with a 124 flat. And then there's Riley Benier coming in with a 123.7. Just like I said, it was Riley Benier that set that record that I saw. And here he is going pace for pace on his best lap. He did strongest through Sector 1 and Sector 2. But Josh Willis has the fastest Sector 3 time. He's nailed Sector 3, but what he really needs to do is improve upon Sector 2, which he's losing 0.3 of time to Riley Benier. Ed Kerstetter with a brilliant lap. Look at that driver coming in with a 949 sim racing. He is with a 124 flat. That is P2 for him. As we have some drivers that came across the board. McKeesey was a 125.1. Morrison with a 125.4. Aaron Pickerel with a 125.6. Cass Lassie with a 125.7. That is a lot of drivers all held up in the 125s. Jarek Snyder with a 126. He's improved upon his time. We have Lindauer going across very shortly. Oh, wait. He is the fastest of them all. Richie Geralman's invalidated his lap right behind Lindauer. As he goes down this straight, he is holding 1.2 off his time. He's going to go from P10 to P6. There goes Lindauer. P6 for him. So we have Riley Benier going across the line. And he goes even faster with a 123.394. But Ed Kerstetter, out of nowhere, comes up with a 123 flat. You know, a 0.25 is pretty flat. That is super impressive. He knocked an entire second off of his time. Ed Kerstetter holding pole position as Riley Benier goes into the pits. Josh Willis goes faster with a 123.5, keeping him in third place. Richie Geralman's also in the pits. We have Morrison, who improved upon his time with a 124.5. We have McKeesey going into the pits. What is happening? Are these drivers just trying to adjust their settings? Maybe fine-tune some things? We have Lindauer here going even faster now than he was before. He's about to enter into Sector 3, just past that corkscrew. And he's about 0.4 off his time, which will put him into the 124s, which will put him into the top 6 again. That driver went from P6 back to P13 off of qualifying. We have Eric Miller with a 0.8 off of his time. He's at a 125. He's also going to improve upon his time. As Lindauer goes across the line, he's P8. Great for him. Eric Miller, he's rounding off, going down that straight. And Eric Miller is P8. He took that away from Lindauer, who jumped up to the pits, and that's P9. Wow, that's fantastic. We have 3 minutes, 23 seconds left on the clock. Look, we got Mitch McConnell, 0.3 off his time. He's going down that straight. This is PAF Motorsports really proving themselves here as they are building a better time. He's still P4. That is not enough. Goes faster, but still 1.2 off of the race lead. Kerstetter, who is still holding the same time. We have Kerstetter, Benier, and Willis all with invalid laps. They are going. Maybe they're okay. Riley's trying to build up a gap. Kerstetter's just trying to get on a new outlap. Who do we got here? Who's improving? We have Daniel Caslassie going to Sector 3. He's 0.4 off his time. This will put him ahead of a lot of drivers, as we have a lot of drivers that are in the 124s. If he stays with the now he's down to 0.3. Still puts him to P6. 0.3 is that much of a difference in this race tonight, as he now holds P6. Great for him. He's going to be able to go again, as we have Jarek Snyder, Ness Motorsports, also going through Sector 3. He's 0.2 off his time, but that 0.2 is going to make all the difference. It could put him into P6 if he maintains as he goes across. He's got 0.3 now, going faster. P6 for Jarek Snyder. that really just goes to show you how close this really is. As all these drivers, we have Mitch McConnell from P4 all the way down to Stefan Lindauer in P15, all within, wow, they're within 0.6 of each other right now. That's a lot of drivers for a lot of competition. As we have Jet Engelman already P10, half a second off his time. This could cut him into the top 5 if he is lucky and maintains this. It's just so hard to look at right now. We have Ed Kerstetter that crossed the line, and he goes 122.8. Oh, my God. Ed Kerstetter, fastest through every sector, now holds the fastest time I've seen on track with a 122.8. 48 seconds left of qualifying. Ed Kerstetter might stand to hold pole position with that lap. Jet Engelman still holding 0.5 off his time. 0.4 now. He's crossing the line. He jumps to P5. What an astounding result for Jet Engelman there. Oh, and there goes Aaron Free crossing the line. He goes 4th fastest. Mitch McConnell beats out Aaron Free. He goes 4th fastest. We have McKeesey rounding into Sector 2 before the corkscrew. He's in the Rahal Straight. The Rahal Straight. And just ahead of McKeesey is Josh Willis, who had a good 0.2 off his time. We'll see if he improves upon it. Going across the line. No, he doesn't. He stays P3 as we have Mitch McConnell. Where's McKeesey at? There's McKeesey going across the line. He goes P6. That's the end for a lot of these drivers, as a lot of them are now done qualifying. We have Eric Cassian in P19, who is going to be able to run. Ooh, as he invalidates his lap, he's going to be going into the pits for Panzer Wallmotor. Is Aaron Free, one of the last drivers that is still negative on his delta. Let's see where he comes across. He's P5. He's 0.2 off his time. It's not enough. He's going to hold P5 at the end of this. And there you have it. We are rounding it off. We have Ed Kerstetter in P1, Riley Minier P2, Josh Willis P3, Mitch McConnell P4, Aaron Free 5, McKeesey 6, Burkhoff 7, Engelman 8, Gerolman 9, Wassam 10, Snyder 11, Caslassie 12, Morrison 13, Miller 14, Lindauer 15, Pickrell 16, Crowhavenborn 17, King 18, Gukassi 19, Provolone 20. So it looks like the whole Southern Star Motorsports is going to be joining us for this race, as we get rid of the qualifying stuff. And we got 3 minutes left to go. Still going down the line, we have Ray Freese in 21, Chrono in 22, Moscato 23, Barrera 24, Spool 25, Bravo 26, Chen 27, Nyber 28, Raza 29, and Borio 30. D Ward is going to be in the pits during this race. And with that said, what a start. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at some of these liveries, as this is the GT3 race that we got going on here. We have the Adidas Parlay sporting off those Seahawks. And I believe they won today, so good on them. Well, the Mariners did lose. And there's the Panzer Wallmotor Path Motorsports there with that nice little Scottish kilt looking look. So this is the Flying Lizard Motorsports right behind him with it's going to be Free, Miller, and Pickrell. I believe all 3 drivers are here for them. That's Ness Motorsports in the background with that Google livery. And you got a nice BRB Mercedes here, AMG. Really comes down to this driver right here, Jet Engelman. aka Elroy Jetson, Space Cowboy, aka the livery legend himself. Look at that livery he did. That's beautiful. And there's Richie Girolman sitting there. Ooh, and then we have another IDRF right behind him. I think that's Constable Cody Wassam there. What a race. Then we have one of my favorite liveries on the track. A couple Southern Stars are next to each other. Bass Pro Shops. And that Lexus. An Iron Force. As well as another couple Flying Lizards next to a couple Southern Star. We'll maybe see a good battle come out of those drivers. As the Google Nest Motorsports is split between a couple of different rows here. And you can see in the backfield we have Morton Salt here. Doesn't look too bad. And then Omega Racing. Finally remember the name of this team. That's Barrera in that really nice glistening livery. And that is Azuri Racing with that nice little touch of a livery. I think and then Iron Force, that's the Iron Force livery. I think this is a nice touch. Just like the little top of it. There's the Super Bad livery. That is done by yours truly, the commentator. I did not race with this one, but there it is. And then we're about rounding this out. We got 8 seconds left to go. Missouri in the backfield. Oh, look at that. That's a nice little touch. Canadian helmet with a teddy bear. All right. That's enough of that. We are go for a race. It is going to be a full out lap there. Tufel Cactus. Tufel's Cactus. I hope I said that right. Probably not, but thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. From everyone here at Tracklicious Sim Racing. And Splashpoint 8, thank you for the follow. We are getting started here with this 30-minute doubleheader. It's starting to be a 30-minute race, and then we'll switch to an hour-long race. Yes, you heard it here. It's going to be once this 30-minute race is over, 10-minute practice, 10-minute quali, and then onto a hour-long race with all these drivers. As Ed Kerstetter is leading the formation lap. Getting some heat into the tires as this track is fast. It looks like it's sunny but cloudy with 32 degrees on the track temp, 13 degrees in the winds. So I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference here. Let's see if we can't switch over. Now, as far as overtaking goes, I believe we're going to see a lot happening through the Rahal Straight. That was the straight that they just went through before that corkscrew. We did see the IndyCar race in real life. They had a lot of drivers shooting up on that inside, and I suspect we're going to see the same here. Roman Grosjean was one of those drivers that did it several times, as well as hitting Jimmy Johnson. So, but he still took the position. There's no blue flags in that racing series. So, but there are in this one. I suspect by it being a 30-minute race, we might not see any lap traffic, but we'll definitely see a lot of differences happen during that hour-long race. As we're coming up to it, I'm going to be switching over to a helo cam. That way we can get a good look at what may happen as we start this race. We're green, green, green. As the first corner there going into the hairpin. They are clean as Josh Willis takes P2 off of that bat from Riley Manier. Oh, and already in the backfield, we have some... Nope, it's still clean. That's a lot of double wide, 3 wide. This looks pretty good. Ed Cursor's already got a good stretch of half a second. That, almost a full second now. It's like go through the corkscrew. Is he going to be able to make up some time? Everybody's clean so far. So far, there's been a couple taps, but no real racing incidents. Oh, car number 14 has an incident with car number 67. Nope, maybe not. All right. Going back to the live timing, we have Andrew Pickerel going down the main straight right up against Moscato, Diego Moscato. Through that first corner, then into the hairpin. He's not going to be able to make up anything there. It's close, but he doesn't have the inside on the other turn. We have Mitch McConnell kind of battling it out for P3 right now, as we have McKeezy and Free right behind him. Richie Gerolman is going to have a go at Jet Engelman. Not close enough. Bravo hit Borio. Oh, that's what happened. Borio's already down in second to last place. Bravo's up there. Jet started great, holding his place. That's some good position there. As we have Snyder trying to battle it out for with Mike Burkhoff. I don't think Mike Burkhoff's going to leave him any room, as he gets a better exit there. Burkhoff is going to be well ahead. Constable Cody Wassam in P11. Ooh, as we see the Daniel Cass lastly of Southern Star Motorsports going across and passing Constable Cody Wassam there. Doesn't have the he does have the inside. There he goes. Oh, they're side by side with Lindauer right behind him. You think that these two drivers can use their team effort to get past this driver. They are right on the heels of Wassam. Oh, there's another incident with 242. Oh, no. Car number 27, Riley Manier, is off the track. He is going to be joining right back. He has dropped a lot of places, as Josh Willis is now P3. Mitch McConnell is ahead of him. There was some issues there. Who did it? Who done it? What's the drivers we got here? Car number 69 and car number 22 have not been involved in an incident. Riley Manier in car number 27 also not involved in an incident. So they did not touch, but positions were lost by Riley Manier, as he has dropped down to P20 after that whatever incurred there. Live timing shows that Ed Kerstead has got a 4-second lead over these drivers now from P2 to P1. Aaron Freeze about 4/10 off this driver. We have Richie Gerolman trying to have a go at Jet Engelman, with Burkhoff just behind him. Let's see Riley Menier doesn't look to have taken any damage. He's right behind his teammate, right in front of his teammate, Chronotis. He will be trying to make up some positions here. He's going to have a faster pace than Miller and King. He's going to be able to push himself back to a little bit. Ooh, as Chronotis does not have a good exit there, and both these drivers get by him. That is Provolone and Raza. And he's going to try to make a move. No, he's going to be stuck behind Raza there. So we will see Richie Girolamo going on the inside line through this hairpin. They are close. Doesn't look like they touch. That's a clean exit. Jet Engelman has been overtaken by Richie Girolamo with Mike Burkhoff right on the heels of him. And the BRB club was complaining that this is not a Mercedes track, but I think Mike Burkhoff is proving that it's a track for him. He's up in P7. He's going to take some positions. It's just part of his strengths as a driver, his consistency. As we have Reggie King on the backside of Moscato, Miller right behind him, and then you have Riley Menier, who was P2, now in P19. Definitely going to make up some room here. It's going to be who of these four drivers is going to pass first. Is it going to be King to Moscato or Miller to King? I think it's going to be Menier. Eric Miller going in on the inside. Doesn't quite have it, though. Oh, as those drivers go wide, that is Provolone and Raza. And here it is. Riley Menier with the inside of this corner. Getting a better exit than Eric Miller. He's going to be the one that takes that first overtake. And Provolone has been overtaken by Raza as well in the backfield, as you saw that briefly through that corner. And we have a huge train of drivers. That's Drolleman, Engelman, Burkhoff, Free, Snyder, Wassam, P5 through P10, and then shortly behind with 3/10 off is the Southern Star Motorsports with two of their drivers jumping ahead right there, really getting close to Wassam. As a couple more drivers are in that. Oh no, Cardin 33 Pickerel is spun. 86 in number. Oh no, Crowhaven-Born and Pickerel have made contact through that corner. 86 is going to be jumping ahead. Pickerel's down to 20th. Crow holds 14. And even Jet Engelman felt that as he has dropped down several places. And he has had a slight incident of his own right before that happened. Oh, man. And it looks like car number 777 is having some difficulty as they were even off track going down after the corkscrew. There was a yellow flag incident. There's Reggie King alongside Riley Menier. Riley Menier gets ahead of him. Eric Miller trying to go on the outside. He's not going to be able to get past. Menier does. Now he's going after Moscato. He's already made up 4 places. Can he make up more? Aaron Freeze 2/10 off. We got Whelp Cakes coming in. Kerstetter with an 8-second lead is about to take some lap traffic here as he's going across car number 777. I believe that's Ray Frias, who has had some massive difficulty in that McLaren. And he holds a very strong gap in the lead. Aaron Free side by side with Burkhoff. Burkhoff gets ahead. Wow, now Snyder's going to have a go. Snyder passes instantly. There was no defense there. Ness Motorsports is going to get some good points, having got ahead of that Flying Lizard right there. As we see, the Daniel Castellassi has already passed Constable Cody Wassam. And now the Southern Star Motorsports are split the IDRF driver as he is sitting between that Southern sandwich. This is good points for this team as they did not do so well in the last race in the last week. We have Eric Miller here, 2/10 off these drivers. We have both the Boatleys, Reggie King and Ali Raza, holding it together as a team. They have that inside line. And wow, that's 2 Flying Lizards versus 2 Bentleys. The Penrite, that's RHD team, racing team as they're called. They are both ahead. Wow, using some teamwork, they were able to funnel each other into a better position. Both these Flying Lizards are sitting behind. That is Pickerel and Miller, now outpaced by the Boatleys. Oh, you hate to see it, but that is some great driving from the Reggie King and Ali Raza. Oh no, there's one of the Iron Force. That is lap traffic. Car number 6 is Morrison. Did something happen to Morrison? Yeah, Morrison went off. He's dropped from P6, P14 all the way down to 20. He's dropping rapidly. That doesn't bode well for him. So we have Crow Havenborn on the inside of Jed Engelman. Is he going to be able to make something happen? Well, Cakes, thank you for the gifted tier subs, man. That's really awesome. Oh, what is happening here? Both of these drivers lost position again. It almost seems like they're racing each other, but their consistency is just the same. They're just trying to get ahead of those Penrites, and unfortunately, they're losing a little bit of time to these drivers. As we have Daniel Castellassi. Oh no, that is Aaron Free off into the wall. That is a Flying Lizard that doesn't need to be going back in pace. What has happened? Car number 99 hit 59. Daniel Castellassi is number 59. He was the receiving end of that incident. That is for the stewards to decide, but that is just what the live incident is saying. It's possible it wasn't Free's fault, but Free has dropped down significantly from that. He is continuing to go down the board, and he is now P21. Oh no, there's another incident on the field. Andrew Pickerel of the Flying Lizard Motorsports is also stopped on the track. It's car number 54 of Diego Moscato. Oh no, that's Aaron Free also off the track again. This is just a bad day for Flying Lizard Motorsports as they had a couple incidences that have taken them to the backfield. As we have Josh Willis, P3, still holding it together. 3/10 off of Mitch McConnell. The race lead has a 12-second gap from these drivers right now. That is Aaron Free going into the pits halfway through this race. I wonder if he's going to try to jump back out and try to salvage any points he can from this race. Oh, man. Instances that were not collected on screen that really shored up some difficult placements for these drivers, as Eric Miller's maintained his position at P16, still battling it out for both Ali Raza and Reggie King there. Car number 42 is Cornotis. Looked like he had some type of incident. Oh, no. Car number 67. Who is that? Oh, it's clean. Maybe it was just a slight yellow flag. I am at a loss. We'll just stick on these drivers here. Ooh. Eric Miller was trying to have a little bit of a go at Reggie King, but it did not happen. Maybe we'll try to do something in the corkscrew. It's Matt Morrison of car number 6 also had something happen to him, I believe, because he is in the backfield. Car number 93. That's Chen. He's off on the side through sector 1, at the end of sector 1. Lindauer is right on the back of Wassam. Oh, no! Oh, God. I think he's going to give him the position back. Oh, Lindauer tried to go double wide through that. They safely get back on track. They have both lost a little bit of positions. Lindauer's now P11. Wassam's P10. They let by Riley Manier, who has come back from P20 to now P9. So that's good job for Riley Manier. As we have Barrio, let's see where that driver's at. Car number 14 is in a race of his own with a gap of 2.5 seconds to from Spool ahead of him, and Provolone above him as well. So a 3-second gap behind him and 2.5 in front of him. He's probably going to stay in this position for the remainder if he doesn't pick up some pace. And Lindauer at it again with Watson. Oh, as he goes again, there's a little bit of contact between these drivers. As Wassam, he lets him have it, and he even goes slower. Needs to just shake off these bumps and start putting the... Yeah, he just needs to... You can't let the mistakes ruin your race. Just get back in there and go for it. Southern Star Motorsports needs points, and the only way to do that is to continue. A little bit of damage as those drivers, Jedi Engelman and Wassam of the IDRF, are holding 10 and 11 together. As we have Crow Havenborn that just passed. He might be having a tough time holding it together, as it looks like he's letting a lot of drivers by. Oh, and that is the car of... that is Ali Raza, who is spun. Riley Manier battling for P8. That's Daniel Cass lastly trying to gain some points here. Needs to stay ahead of him. But Riley's on the inside line. Are we going to see a bump again? What matters is getting fastest through this next sector, through that corner, and being on the inside for the next one. It looks like he's going to be able to maintain that. That's a well-executed overtake from Riley Minier, who now holds P8. Car number 67 and car number 131. Oh, man, that's another incident on the board. That is Bravo and Nyber. We have Ollie Raza. It's just going to have a go at Borio here. And it looks pretty clean so far. Josh, there's nothing much has happened between the race leads here. We have Ed Kerstetter in P1 with a 16-second gap from Mitch McConnell. And then Josh Willis in P3 with a 1-second gap from P2. It's getting close. As Lindauer and Provolone of Southern Star are coming together. As that is the lap traffic there of the Morton Salt. It's not an actual battle. Looks like Lindauer's going to try to stay on that inside line. But it looks like they're collecting the same amount of speed going through it. And even that Boatley is ahead of him, Reggie King. So he's going to be able to maintain this. It's good defending. Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of overtaking happening. Oh, whoa! Whoa! Lindauer hit the sausage curb, and he is dropping position quickly as he may finally call it quits. Is he going to try to push ahead? Finding some control. This driver did not take that corner in a well, and it is dropped him in this race. There's 7 minutes to go. That hood might fly off. I hate to see it. Definitely hate to see it. We have Ollie Raza of the Penrite RHD Racing on the back heels of Barrio. Ooh, and we have another good one here. Not enough tenths going on right there. This is for battle for P24 here. We have Barrera right ahead of Chronotis. Ooh, and look at that. That is a clean overtake there from one of the drivers that I can't even... Car number 69. I don't believe that is in this this race. That is Mitch McConnell. That was a blue flag moment. We have both of these drivers. Actually, this is very interesting here. Oh, no. Sector 2 dropped a couple drivers into the pits. That's Eric Miller, who's saying goodbye. He has gone into the pits. These drivers seem to be holding up Josh Willis, who has a 1.4-second gap here. Able to get ahead of Chronotis finally. But he still needs to get ahead of Barrera. And is that the moment? Yep, there he goes. Finally ahead of him. But when he does that, he allows for this driver to get a little closer as Chronotis is inching his way to an overtake on Barrera. 4 points. Anything inside 20 is still within points. His car number 6 is off the track. That is a Morrison P18. As he goes into the pit lane. And Cornotis, by default, has already gone to P20. Car number 99 of Aaron Free is also off track. We have Jason Provolone of Southern Star Motorsports, one of the few drivers left in the team, as I believe Lindauer has gone into the pits, Barrio has gone into the pits, Eric Miller has gone into the pits, Morrison in the pits. Yeah, some races have been ruined here tonight, but it is the 30-minute race. We still have a doubleheader for everybody here. It's going to be a 100-minute race. They said a 100-minute race, or is it a 60-minute race? It's one of the two. I think it's 60 minutes. I think it's an hour-long race, not a 100-minute race. I think that'd be an endurance. I think the commentator would look at the driver announcement, but I was busy. Busy man. We have Constable Cody Wassam here in P10, holding up against Daniel Caslassie. He is on the heels, 3/10 off of him, but that's gonna have to wait, as we have Richie Girolamo in P5 right against McKeesey in P4. These two drivers are really close. That is 2/10 off the time, and Nest Motorsports probably best finish. No, I think they actually did a P1 or a podium last race. And that is the Iron Force giving some breather room for these two drivers as they blue flagged ahead of him. And the same would be said for that McLaren of Nyber, if I believe. Yep, that's going to be Nyber. And all this lap traffic actually was detrimental to Richie Girolamo's pace on McKeesey, as he's still holding on, but he's not gaining anything. Oh, there he goes, trying to go for that inside dive, maybe. No, it's close, though. Ooh, that's a little bit of contact right there coming out of the corner. Looked like Richie Girolamo had a little bit more speed than McKeesey. And if we go to the boards here, that's going to be car number 46. Maybe no contact. Doesn't say there's a recorded contact, so maybe he pulled it away just in time. And we have Chronotis 1/10 off of Moscato here, fighting for position P18.
Alright, man, the leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
With that said, with that known, strap back to our first place leader here. He's got a full 20.4 seconds off of the P2. He's well ahead of the pack. Kerstetter is going to be taking some sweeping points here. That is going to be not only the fastest lap on track. His best was a 122.2. His last was a 122.6. The closest driver on the field next to him did a 123.3. Riley Manier, who is now in P8, has only a 123.4 in comparison to his best time, with his last lap being a 125.1. Most of these drivers are in the 125s, 124s. Mitch McConnell's in the 123s, but we have this driver going through the final sector, down the final corner, and that is going to be it. And not a lot of other drivers are making any moves or positions. There we go. Ed Kerstetter wins the race at Laguna Seca for the first half of the doubleheader. Mitch McConnell, 20 seconds behind him. He's not even close to getting next to that driver as he came across the line. Finally down that straight, we have Josh Willis right behind him. That is going to be Mitch McConnell of Path Motorsports crossing the line for P2. Josh Willis, P3. McKeezy going down the final corner with Richie Geralman right on his heels, as he is going to take home P4 for Ness Motorsports, and Richie Geralman of Adidas Parlay for P5. Mike Burkhoff going down the row right now, P6. Snyder looks like he's not battling anyone significant. That is P7 for him. Riley Manier crosses at P8 from P2 to P8. Off the bat, he went to P3, though, from that first corner being overtaken. Constable Cody Wasson, P9. Crow Havenborn going across the line at P10. Jed Engelman at P11. He is down about 5 positions, but that's still great. I think it was a great race for this driver to have, especially after some of the mistakes he's had. Oh, don't take out all those. That is not the Tennessee tornado I know. Daniel Cass, I've seen P12. Reggie King in P13. Aaron Pickerel in P14. A Flying Lizard. Provolone in P15. Spool 16. Raza 17. Chronotis 18. Moscato 19. Gucassian 20. But that's rounding out all the points there, so good job for him. Barrera 21. Nyber 22. Chen 23. Free 24. Morrison 25. Ray Free is 26, Miller 27, Borio 28, Lindauer 29, and D Ward for 30. We're going to have a 10-minute break. It's practice. Everyone likes practice. And then we'll be going into a 10-minute qualifying followed by the 60-minute full race. With that said, we have Kerstead, McConnell, and Willis. Let's see if I can't get some of these guys in here. Actually, I'm going to do one better. Hey, gentlemen.
Want to try it?
I hope you don't
Please
mind.
tell
that,
me you caught my finish.
Eric, I did not catch your finish, but if you don't mind me
that's
interrupting, Ed Kerstetter, what a phenomenal race. 20 seconds up from the other drivers at the end of the race, from P2. That's got to feel really great. Your pace was a 122.2. Was your fastest lap of the race, as well as the pace was that the entire time. Did you feel worried at all? Was there any sweat on the brow?
There were a couple times where I got loose or tried to get around lap traffic. That was a little iffy, but other than that, it was the car felt really good.
Well, what a phenomenal qualifying as well, rounding out from a 124 flat to a 123 flat. I mean, it was absolutely insane. Only for you to even outpace yourself on the track. I mean, what a fantastic drive. It's got to feel great. You didn't have your team with you, but that's still a lot of great team points.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and had a little advantage just starting out front there. Like I know Mitch and Willis there were battling and kind of slowed them up a little bit there. So
oh yeah,
I think this next one I think will really show though, because tires will probably come into play a little bit more than this little sprint race. So
yeah, tires and rain, weather might be a factor, but I mean, what a fantastic job! What a fantastic finish! Congratulations to you, Josh. If you have a second, is he even here?
I think he stepped away for a second.
Okay, we'll just.
I I can stand in for him. Yeah, it was a pretty good race. A bit of back and forth with Mitch there. He's a really good driver, but third place is a great finish for him in that he has good points for the season. So challenging for that number 1 position in the series. So good position for him overall for the series, and he's going to battle for 1 or 2 positions higher for the next race.
And absolutely, what a fantastic job of what he did through that first corner. I mean, through the first hairpin, he was able to push ahead of Riley Minier and take P2 almost instantaneously. And then Riley was battling out Mitch McConnell for that P3 spot. And then, barring some incident that happened, is what dropped Riley all the way down. But, you know, it was great to see, like, right off the bat, there was some really interesting tactics being made by Josh's point. And with that, I will try. Is McConnell? I'm just going to talk to the entire Flying Lizards team. So, thank you, gentlemen. Good luck on your race, Kerstetter, Josh, Eric.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Aaron, Pickroll, and Mitch, do you guys mind if I have a moment of your time? We're on stream.
I think Mitch is the one we want to talk to, but I think you might be AFK right now.
Totally fine. The entire PAF Motorsports, you know, you guys did, you had some good points, but Pickroll, I know you were part of the Flying Lizard Motorsports. What happened? Is Pickroll gone too?
Pickroll might be gone too, but I know I think all 3 of us had a bit of a spin at some point on the track. I think Pickroll got caught up in something. I didn't quite see it, but I heard on the radio that kind of got caught out on a bad spot on the corkscrew, and then kind of had to take evasive action.
Oh, okay, because I did notice that he had a spin and it was no contact made, but so maybe just a little bit of an issue there.
Yeah, I think he just got caught in a bad spot.
And I mean, Aaron, where did you finish on that lineup?
Nowhere all too great. I think I ended up like 25th or something.
Oh, because you had an incident towards the end of the race.
Yeah, I think lap 10, I hit the curb on turn 10, and then kind of went off, and then somehow the car spun as I was coming back on track, and I ended up kind of bumping. Well, that wasn't too great. Let's just say it didn't end super well for me.
Well, hopefully it can work a little bit more well for you next race. Good luck on quali, and hope you guys can pull some good points.
Thank you.
Yep. See ya.
Yeah.
And there you have it. We're in free practice. 7 minutes to go. Was able to talk to our race lead and some other people on track that had some, incidences that would happen. And if you're going to stick around, it's going to be I'll just let you know, going to the garage to confirm. That's an hour-long race, so we will be getting onto that shortly. Still got a lot of the drivers retained. We only lost 2, so that's not so bad. So stick with us. I'm going to be right back as we got some time. Okay, 3 minutes left to go, people. We got a free practice with 3 minutes left to go. I'm going to first jump on board with this starting video and take a look at one of our highlight clips while we wait. All right, hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of that video. Going over to the web, we are going to be showing a little bit off here. Just pull it up. The next race that we are going to have is a 100-minute endurance race. So we are going to be skipping a week. So our next race won't be for 2 weeks, and that is going to be October 17th. That's a 100-minute endurance race at Bathurst. That should be very interesting there. A lot of drivers are going to be hitting the walls, creating chaos as they do. Going over to the Gt3 Team Standings, the Adidas Parlay are in the lead with the Flying Lizard in second, followed by Southern Star Motorsports, IDRF, Ferrari, and then Nets Motorsports after that with Panzer Wallmolder. Based on these statistics, I can probably hazard a guess that Parlay still has a really good lead. They won't get dropped down at a P1, but Panzer might go up to P3. Ness might go up to P4. Yeah, it just depends on what happens in this next race. And going down the line, we have PAF Motorsports, who made some good points in P2, so they're definitely going to jump up as well as the BRB Racing. Going down the line, Kerstetter, who was P1, will also get some great points for the team, which will put them in the contention for the top 5. And then going down the list, some of the teams that we're just going to skip and going to the GT3 driver standings. Riley Minier had finished P8 by the end of it. Josh Willis was a P3, so their little battle put Willis in the head. Just to see what happens in the second race. As Sundar has not competed tonight, he is going to probably go down in the points, as Andrew Pickrell also dropped down due to the Flying Lizards' many mistakes. Of not on their own volition, just happened, and it's unfortunate. Ed Kerstetter, who's in P5, is definitely going to pull ahead with over 33 points plus the fastest lap. He's looking to at least be in P3 by the end of this, as well as McKeezy and Mike Burkhoff. And as we are going to a good head here on the quali, let's take a look at who jumped on board first. Who was out front? I want to say it's Josh. It is Josh. This driver does not like dirty air. He's going to try to attempt to get one of the cleanest laps out of this. With over a 30-minute race done, plus he started practicing over an hour before the race even started, so he's got a lot of time down on this track. His qualifying was pretty strong. He got down to the 123s. Let's see if he can't make a good lap happen. This is just the out lap for every driver, as we have a lot of drivers still in the pits. That's Cornotis, Barrera, Chen, Burkhoff, Miller, Ward, Kerstetter, Borio, Raza, and Nyber. If I was Kerstetter, I would probably go out now before these drivers come out there. 747. I think that's Jed Engelman, who had a little bit of slide off. Yep, that's Jed Engelman. There you have it, Cornotis. And one of the Flying Lizard Motorsports is also going out on track. Car number 17. I believe that's Eric Miller. We see a lot of drivers that are going to be flickering yellow. They're going to be giving some space to other drivers that are going on track. Car number 17 of Miller joining the track. And maybe let's just do a little bit of onboard action. What does it look like through his eyes as he goes through this corner? I believe the corkscrew is where you're going to see a lot of movement come out of that wheel. This driver is using a Fanatec race wheel as well as a in VR, so he's got the full experience going on as he takes that pretty good. That's as smooth as I would ever see it. And let it be known that Josh Willis has had one of the fastest Sector 3 times, only outbeat by Kerstetter. Still holding a lot of good speed here. He's at a 122, 123, 123.5. We'll pop off board here on live timing. We have Reggie King. Just what did a 125.1. Stefan Lindauer did a 124.6. Aaron Free with a 124.6. McKeezy with a 124.4. Who's crossing the line right now that we could take a look at? Moscato. He crosses the line. He goes P3. Riley Manier with a 123.3. That is a fast pace if we've ever seen it. And look at that. What a fantastic race. McKeezy holds Sector 1 best time, but Riley Manier holds Sector 2 and 3, something that Josh Wills previously had on the Sector 3 best time. As we have Mitch McConnell, P5, Cody Wasson, P7, Morrison, P9. A lot of these drivers keep popping into the ranks here as we're going to see Pickrell come across the line. He goes P2! Wow, that is a flying lizard that you want to see on the starting lineup. What a beautiful race for this driver. That is a quality that matches the strengths of the other top-tier drivers. Let it be known, Andrew Pickrell is not leaving anything on the table after the last race that just happened in this doubleheader. He is pushing, and he's even further on his gap now. So Josh Willis going across the line. He's going to retake P1 from Riley Manier, going a 123 flat. Fastest ever for Josh Willis that I know of. As we have Riley Manier already going through that final corner. He's going to take it back. He's going to pull into the 122s. You can sense it. He's got half a second off. He goes P1, 122.8. What a fantastic drive out of Riley Manier. Wonderfully executed. We have Mitch McConnell, half a second off of his time. P3 for Mitch McConnell. Path Motorsports pulling it up again. That is the three drivers you saw from the last quality, all in the top three, doing it again. Richie Gerolman, out of nowhere, pulling a P4 for these drivers. We have the closest driver on track. I really want to see where Kersetter's still on an outlap. We have Jarek Snyder going across. He's going to get one position off of his time. We have Josh Willis furthest down the track. He is 3/10 off his time. Let's see if he can hold it. 4/10 off his time. He really has a gap of 0.165 to the race lead. He's holding a 3/10 off his time. It's 2/10. It's enough. It's enough. 122.7 from Josh Willis. Now holding P1. What a great qualifying this is shaping up to be. Thank you, LNR Mental Panda, for the follow there. Really appreciate it. We have Mitch McConnell going down the final straight here. He's 2/10 off his time. It's not enough. He's still holding P3. Where's, let's see. There we have Kerstetter. This is the driver that is going to be the driver of drivers. And I'll put the times up as we are 3 minutes left on the race. I forgot to do this at the start, but here's the deltas that we're looking at. We have Ed Kerstetter here, who is in P27 right now. He's got really good time going through Sector 2. Through Sector 3, he's just got to maintain under a 123 to get a really good time here. He's a 122 driver. He did a 122 during the race. Didn't do it in quali. Let's see where he's coming across the line. This is going to be the shakeup. Oh, look at that. Ed Kerstetter. 122.1. Wow. That is the Porsche showing his abilities as he pulls off the fastest time with 2 minutes left to go on quali. Now he holds pole position with Mitch McConnell outbeating Josh Willis. Now gets a 122.5. Riley Minier goes into the pits. I don't think he's going to have enough time for the next go around. I think it's over for his time. We have Jarek Snyder. He's 7/10 off his time. This is a lot to shave off. It still counts. It's a pretty big gap, but he could make up P8 for him. That is a great position. He's in the top 10 right now. Who else can we look at? Jet Engelman. He's got 4/10 off his time. He's going down the final straight here. And that is enough to put him up really high as he goes from P18 to P13 for Jet Engelman. And where are the... As you can see, all these red are invalid laps. On the lap times, we have a lot of drivers on an invalid lap with a minute left to go. But we do have some deltas. McKeezy is 2/10 off his time. He's going to go across and still make up a little bit of position as he goes P9. And Josh Willis and Ed Kerstetter are going to stay out to go one more time. Oh, no, Josh Willis went into the pits. It's Mitch McConnell and Ed Kerstetter they're going to be going through. We have Jarek Snyder going a little faster this time as well. And this time, going through the final straight, if he maintains this delta, he's going to actually improve and go P6. Oh, he maintains P8. That is unfortunate. It looks like he improved, but not enough. Where is a driver that is really showing some strength here? Constable Cody Wassam goes across, and he gets a P8 out of that from P13, or P16, I believe. All right, Ed Kerstetter, this alien that has joined the GT3 series, is going across the line with a 4/10 off his time, going even faster with a 121.7. What an upset. There is no driver that is getting close to that time on the field right now. Wow. That is entirely impressive. Going fastest through sector 1, 2, and 3. We have Riley Minier back out on the track. He has time. He's going fast. It's 4/10 off his time. He goes second fastest. Whoa. Look at that. With a 122.5, he beats out Mitch McConnell and Josh Willis, the only other two drivers on the field that did a 122, as Richie Gerolman was close with a 123 flat. And that rounds it out with a lot of drivers going 123 up until P14 from P5, and then a lot of 124s. That ends qualifying, everybody. What an interesting turn of events. Kerstetter going even faster than his race pace from the last race, which was faster than his quali of the qualifying. Oh, that is a lot to take in. As we have 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Just a brief overlook of some of the cars' liveries as we wait for this race to begin. We have the 949 Sim Racing on the front podium spot with front row, I should say, with the Adidas parlay of Riley Minier. And then Mitch McConnell of Path Motorsports with Josh Willis on the second row. And that is going to be Richie Gerolman. This has been a while. They did it last week, but the Adidas parlay had one bad race in that doubleheader, but their first one was really impressive. They finished with a 1-2 combo. So to see these drivers back on the front lines here, maybe they'll make that happen again, as there is the Ness Motorsports of McKeezy there on the third row. And on the fourth row, we have Aaron Free. And then that is Diego Moscato as well in 7 and 8. Constable Cody Wassam, P9, with Jarek Snyder of Nest Motorsports in 10. That is Chronotis in P11, with Andrew Pickrell next to him in 12. Daniel Cass, lastly, Southern Star Motorsports. As the Motorsports have had quite an upset, this just must not be their track, as they have had a lot of good races. And I would say it's not been their favor this time around. That is Matt Morrison over in the Iron Force behind me, behind that driver, in the IDRF of Judd Engelman, right there next to Mike Burkhoff. And then there's Crow Havenborn of Nest Motorsports, RHD Racing of the Penrite, Boatley in the back there, as well as Eric Kukassian in P19, followed by Eric Miller in P20. If you told me Eric Miller was going to be next to Eric Kukassian on the lineup, I would have said you're crazy. Eric Miller needs to step up his game, or Eric has gotten faster. But it's the battle of the Erics here on this row. And the battle of the Erics right now, Eric Miller is leading that battle of the said Erics. And then you have a Morton Salt, followed by an Iron Racing on the right side. And then there's the Omega Racing. What a beautiful little livery they have. A lot of damage happens to that livery, but what a beautiful livery. And then Missouri Racing towards the back with another Southern Super Bad. And then on the back end, we have Ray Frias, Spool, and Barrio, I believe. Barrio and Raza. And this is just the formation lap heading into the second race of the doubleheader. It is going to be an hour-long race. Anything can happen. Rain can change the whole dynamics. Tires are definitely going to be an issue. There is going to be a mandatory pit stop for all drivers on the track, meaning each driver will have to go into the pits, lift the car up, so shut the car off, lift it up, and then drop it back down. Nothing needs to happen. No fuel needs to be added. No tires need to be changed. But that pit does have to happen that way. If you get a drive-through penalty or a 30-second stop and go, those do not count towards the pit requirements. And let's just take a good look at somebody. I like that pink and black of the BRB club. Really just gives a nice little pop. Really don't understand what the whole pig on the front of the hood of the car is, and bonus. I don't know the reference, but yeah, I don't know if it really serves them in this. Really doesn't convey a strong message, I don't think. But that Penrite surely does. Boatley, Reggie King. I believe he made that himself. Possibly didn't, but I'm going to go like he did. Let's just say he did. It looks pretty awesome. It's a classic. And for those of you who have not seen it, in these Southern Star Motorsports, they have a little bit of a... It's just a beautiful row of liveries there. So going down the final stretch, they're going to be starting this off. You see that SpongeBob? It's a Texas SpongeBob. Oh, we are green. Helo Cam. Mitch McConnell is in P3 We have Josh Willis P4. Oh, contact. Oh, no, Riley Manier. Oh, what the? Multiple drivers are off. Multiple drivers are off. Oh, there's still contact. Oh, that is Mitch McConnell not getting back into this. Oh, no, there's more. What just happened? That is a couple Southern Stars still on the board. Where are we at? Kerstetter just breezing by the pack as he holds a huge gap already formed. It's a lot of these drivers. Richie Geralman from P5 now holding P2 with a Aaron Free close behind him. What was that? Lindauer jumps into the pits already. No, we have an hour-long race, people. Anything can happen. Just because you got sent to the back doesn't mean the race is over. We even saw that with Riley Manier. He was P20 at the start of the race, and he jumped back to P8. Might not be a P2, but it was still good enough. Don't go to the pits unless you're just repairing damage and going back out there. If you repair your damage and go back on track, that counts as your pit requirement. So you might be able to undercut the entire grid at some point if you stay outside of the traffic. So we have a lot of these drivers kind of close. Where did Josh end up on that? That is a driver that is in P15. Let's get back onto some Morrison here. Oh, no. Oh, God, you hate to see that. This Morrison and the Chen of Mortensalt collided going through that corner. Ah, Jesus. This is not at all like the first race. That's certainly not where I parked my car. Constable Cody Wassam is making up some good pace. He has a Ness Motorsports sandwich right there with Snyder and Crow with Eric Gukasian in P10. Now here's where it gets tricky. Eric Gukasian is in P10 right now. He's got to hold off Spool, Provolone, Barrera, Moscato, and he's got to maintain a good line while doing it. He's got his buddy of Josh Willis in P15 shortly behind him, about 5 seconds out. We do have some drivers re-entering the field, so that's good news, is that nobody's really saying it's over. Car number 44 will happen to be Reggie King. As we have Eric Miller taking an overtake on Jet Engelman. Gets cleanly through. Man, ladies and gentlemen, I just don't even know what to say. It looked like Riley was tapped, but by what exactly? Was it him tapping the front runner? Because Riley Manier is number 27, and he didn't start anything. It said number 24. Who's number 24?
McKenzie.
Oh, McKeesey. Oh. And it looks like McKeesey... But that still doesn't answer the question as to what happened with those drivers in the front of the pack there. Oh, no, we have another driver that's off again. You have Spool that's 2/10 off the time here.
We have Pereira and Dave Ward in the pits right now. We're already spawned before the entry of the pits entry.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. And joining me on commentary is going to be Santiago Orozco. You are in the GT4 series, but are you in the GT3 series as well?
Yep, I'm with the Morton Salt team
Oh, okay.
and the Cup series too.
And look at that. Just like that, Eric Cassian's already down 3 positions with his teammate Josh Willis ahead in P12. Going up against Spool. I hate to see it. And it looks like Riley Manier, who was holding P2, is also behind Cassian, as we will definitely see an overtake. And what would be great team orders if Panzer decided to hold up Riley a little bit so that Josh can get a little bit of a breather room. Make that Porsche a little bit wider than normal. Orozco, what would you oh, look at that. Josh Willis passes Spool. Very calculated. Very nice. Clean. If Orozco, if you were Cassian, what would you do here for your teammate? Would you try to hold him up a little bit? Make that baby wide?
Well, you definitely can't do that. You know, there'll be team orders somehow. I'll just try to do my best. And Eric is a guy who, whenever he is under pressure, he gets always better. So
let's just hope he's not better out falling off the track. That's for sure. And this is going to be the battle you're really going to want to take a look at, because Riley is probably could be a little frustrated at what happened off the opening events as he goes on the outside there, going through this corner. He's going to have a good exit, though, through the inside, and he's going to use it. We're going to see him take him on the hairpin for sure, as that Ferrari is going to have a lot of good speed. Oh!
there you go.
Oh, no. Oh, he hits the curb. Oh, God. Oh, no. Eric, I was just joking. And there you have it. Riley Manier is going to try to pull back some pace from that incident. He did fly on that curb a little bit. This is like a public... J-Thax in the chat says this is like a Monza pub lobby. I will say that this 30-minute race was very, very clean. We had a couple of incidences occur, but those were more racing incidences over deliberate actions. Oh no! Moscato hits the curb and takes out his own teammate. Car number 72 of Mike Burkhoff. Oh, what? That is the last thing you want to happen while you're already battling another team, is for you to be... Oh, you could see that he's not going to be able to hold that car well. Yikes. I don't even know what to say. Orozco, is there anything to defend as far as what's been happening on track? We've had nothing but clean racing from the race before, and now it looks like everyone's slipping a little on the pressure. Or maybe it's just, you know, everyone was practicing for a full hour before this race even started. So maybe we're getting some longevity issues here. As Eric Miller has gone into the pit lane. Who has exited the pit lane.
It's exiting, yeah. Watson and Miller are exiting the pit lane, and David is again in the... David Ward is again in the pit lane. It's a shame, that accident. I mean, as you said, you don't want to touch your
teammate, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, just like you're saying, it's just like, but Not only do you want to attach a teammate, Riley Minier did overtake Spool for P11, so he is really hot on the tails of Josh Willis, who's in P10. But it's such a technical error of being on that curbing that lifted him, that Mercedes, up into the air slightly, and his own teammate was the resulting, affected by that, collected by his incident. And yeah, you just hate to see that be the case, as Josh Willis is at the back of a train doing a little bit of that flashing lights. Oh, look at him, he's so clean through this. He already passes Diego Moscato without even really having to maneuver his way. He just had a good exit, and now going through turn 5, he's still clean. He's got a couple of Ness Motorsports ahead of him. He's now P9. What a brilliant execution from Josh Willis. And just another unfortunate driver is Mitch McConnell here, who's cleanly passed Nyber, who went off slightly. He's now P24, originally on the top standings there, as Ali Raz is going to have a go at Eric Kukassian. Gets a slightly better exit there. He's going to have the outside. Takes the inside corner from him. That's something you don't see. And they are side by side going through this corner right before the hairpin. Ali Raz is going to have a good, clean corner. It's a great pass for him. Kukassian's dropping down the leaderboard at P15, with Jet Engelman slightly behind him. Our leader, Ed Kerstetter, is still is not there just yet. He's gapping the field. Let's see. Let's pull away. Ed Kerstetter is crossing the line now, and he is going to be taking on P6, who is Morrison in position 22. The Iron
And
Force.
Josh is going for Crow. Oh my God. They are in the last turn. And Josh is going to try it. Yeah, Josh is being held by that little train that it's keeping him right now, right?
Yeah, these two Ness Motorsports are definitely keeping it close together. It's going to be very difficult for Josh to try to split these drivers. As we see, a lot of people have entered the pits again. We have car number... Ward has been out this entire time. Car number 99. I believe that is Aaron Free. He has dropped down into the pit lane. He's side by side with Crow. Was Diego Moscato's going to try to have a moment there as well. Oh, he's being blocked. And it's allowing Moscato to get ahead of him. Oh, that is unfortunate. Josh Willis is going to have to retake this driver again. Does this league use BOP? BOP. Could you explain BOP, BOP? I'm not familiar with this acronym. Oh, is that a little bit of contact? No, that's a little bit of lag.
And Moscato's losing it. Yeah, Josh recovered the position.
Ballas.
We also have Reggie King chasing Engelman. He's pushing a little bit too hard, but getting in there.
It's a little strange is that Chronotis is actually ahead of Riley Manier by a couple seconds, and I don't know what exactly transpired for that to happen. Riley Manier was just a couple, like half a second off of that driver, as we see Jason Provolone right behind Riley Manier, battling. And Manier did not go into the pits, so it's a wonder why he dropped several positions to not be close to Josh Willis again. Yeah, Rocket, you could actually just click it below in the description and it should automatically jump you to the Discord. Yeah, and everyone's welcome to join if you want. It's got a lot of fun going on. Ooh, as we see Josh Willis again, still in there. Still trying to stick it. I am... Oh, yeah. Let me...
Yeah, I think the guys are starting to settle now. There are no more accidents right now. We have more people in the track. Oh, we had an accident there. 54 Moscato. He lost it on the leaving the corkscrew. And we have a P9 Boyer who was teleported to the into the pit lane, and then we had another one, 69, Mitch McConnell, who spawned leaving the pits. He's just behind wheels.
There must have been cold tires at that point.
Yeah.
And Santiago, I was able to pull that up for you.
Thank you. I got it.
As we have Josh Willis still maintaining some good pace, but you could tell he's struggling against these drivers who have kind of held him up. We have Crow Havenborn with a last of 125 flat, Snyder of 124.9, and Willis with a 124.8. So he's faster than both drivers ahead of him. And his best lap was a 123.7, which is still above both of these drivers who are not doing so well in terms of...
Yeah, but
they're defending so well.
He's not able to find the window. You're right. Yeah.
They just have a really good defense. This train is a good team orders happening. They're maintaining a good pace. He's still trying to get there, but it's not enough. Ads. I didn't know we had ads that were playing on this thing, but it must be that must be new. Sorry to hear that's bugging you, Facts. Yeah, the Rave Rocket, Josh Willis is showing some great patience behind the Austins. Yeah, he really is. And Crow goes off. McConnell goes ahead. And he's going to have a side-by-side with Josh there. That is not for position, though. That is car number 69. 59. 69. Car number 69 is Mitch McConnell. So he's battling Josh so he could try to outlap himself so he can get back up there. That is a...
Mm-hmm.
But he's still showing stronger pace than the Ness Motorsports, which now has been divided, which leaves Josh open for the attack onto Snyder. And he really doesn't have to worry too much about Mitch McConnell being behind him. It's only going to unseat himself from a lapped traffic driver.
a few positions in the back. We have 3 that already took over Picaro.
And
These
they are
2
of the
drivers are
same
the same
team, yeah. So it's not much is going to be consequential there, as they're probably trying to get their maybe
Fastest driver in front.
yeah. Not that we're saying that he is the fastest driver, it's just based on maybe what
Right.
they're own dealing with.
Yeah.
And we have Provolone going up against Riley Manier. Riley Manier, who was in the backfield, has actually gone ahead. He's now P8. He's only 2 positions behind Willis now. DW40 Spara, thank you for the follow. And no, we do not stream Forza. This is we stream our GT3, GT4, and Porsche Cup series, and then we're going to be doing a mixed event, 25 GT3s, 25 GT4s endurance race. I believe it's a 4-hour race that's going to happen on October 10th. There's going to be multiple drivers for multiple teams, a grid of 50. It should be really interesting. It's going to happen at Laguna Seca here at this track. ACC is the only game that we stream for the Tracklicious Sim team right now, but we might be adding Automobilista 2 for some of our off time streams, stuff that's less serious, like go-karts versus semis. Oh, look at that, we have Moscato going right up against Provolone for P10, and Provolone gets overtaken on the inside corner, unable to make that move on him. These drivers have switched positions with Ali Raza right behind him. Ray Frias is going to have a go at Spool through this. They were side by side, lost a little bit of time there. Good to see how clean Ray is right now and where his position is at on track. 14 is not bad. He didn't do so well last race, so for him to be in the midfield really does probably build some confidence for him right now. And being one of the only McLarens on the track, it's also got to feel a little special. Some of these drivers can hit the curbs that these McLarens cannot.
Yeah.
This Moscato is 3/10 off of Chronotis there with Provolone.
And we have this little train led by Chronotis. Oh,
Chronotis went off.
Yeah, went off. He just missed.
It's a saying that he used to say a lot, but he hasn't done it recently, so that's good for him on his improved racecraft. As Moscato goes ahead of him through this corner,
and he's leaving the door open for Provolone.
Not enough. I think Provolone isn't going to be able to make this happen. Oh, as you can see, it's a little bit of oversteer there from Provolone.
Yeah.
Now, while we're looking at this train of 4, off screen that's happening is Ed Kerstetter is in the lead with a 17-second gap from Richie Girolamo. Richie Girolamo in P2 has a 9-second gap from Chris McKeesey of Ness Motorsports, and he's in P3. Josh Willis has 11-second gap from P3, and he's in P4. Crow Havenborn is in P5 with a 3.5-second gap to Josh Willis. And then Snyder is a half a second off of Crow. So the Ness Motorsports are breaking away right there. So it's good for Josh. He's actually pulled some really good pace here. He's back up into the top 5. And, he was P3 at the start of this race, or P4. So, I mean, I think all in all, he's regained his entire position. He might not be biting for the, podium spot, but, I mean, 9 seconds is enough time to make up, as he has Mitch McConnell, who is still biting to get by him. And that's got to be a little frustration against driver.
And Moscato lost it. So, you're right, it's a lot of time, but we still have 35 minutes of race, so a lot of things can happen right now.
Yeah, and one of those things that can happen is we can see on the screen already is Riley Manier is biting for P7, and he's gonna get it. Oh, it looked like it from that angle. He's 1/10 off of this driver. Ooh, his cast lastly goes a little
Yeah, you
wide.
go.
That's
He got
sharp.
it. Yep.
And there he goes. He's now P7. His pace right now is a last of a 125.8, and Snyder's was a 124.9. So it's going to take him some time to get close to Snyder. As Crow's was a 125.2. So he's still, his last lap was not that quick in comparison. He's going to have to make up a lot before the race ends here. 34 minutes to go. He has not pitted as well. Gone into the pits, I should say. So we have one of the drivers of Ward still. He would never join the race in general. So Ali Raza of RHD Racing gets a good inline, but he doesn't have a lot of speed going out of it, and that's just enough for Moscato to maintain his position.
We have a Reggie King chasing Eric Occasion. Also,
Reggie King is in P25 and Eric is in P15, so
yeah,
not much.
he's putting some pressure on Eric.
We have a huge gap forming with these drivers. Huge gap. Ali Raza is one of the few drivers that is biting for position on track right now, as well as Provolone shortly behind. There's a lot of pressure by Ali Raza. Really goes to show where Moscato's at, because Moscato's last lap was a 125.7.3, and Raza's was 125.7.5. So he's 200ths off this driver. So it's it's not a lot of margin for error. The pace is basically the same. Yeah, it's that race at the start was shaping up as we have 30 minutes to go. Wow. Okay.
And we have rain.
We have
Beautiful.
We have rain happening. I didn't even see that on the forecast there, but that rain plus means it's going to be continuing, and then the rain part where there's more decibels. That's going to be heavier rain.
Yeah, the track just changed from green to greasy, so we're gonna start to see people pitting like Mitch Mcconnell. Mitch McConnell is now in the pits.
We have Chronotis in the pits. We have one of the cast last in the pits. Josh
yeah.
Willis goes in the pits.
Of
Riley
course,
Manier
yeah.
goes in the pits. Provolone goes in. Everybody should have went in right when they saw that, because there is no reason to go across this track one more time in greasy conditions. The track temperature is already down 10 degrees from the initial start, which was at a 35-degree temp on track.
Bree is going into the pits too.
This is the ultimate game changer right now.
Yeah.
As J-Thack says, oh, this is going to be a mess. Rave Rocket says, this is going to make things spicy. They're going to have to pit soon. A lot of the drivers went into the pits. Car number 24, who is that and what are you doing? McKeesey stays out. Oh, no. Yes, he's P2 right now, but he's behind.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
That is gonna be it's gonna be a major overcut to. You can already see his back end's pulling a little
He's
bit.
struggling. Yep.
Oh my! And in 10 minutes, it's not only going to continue; it's still going to be heavy rains.
This is great. And as you can see, Josh is pretty close to Wasum now. Remember that Josh is very, very good with the right foot, so that might be a very good opportunity for him to recover a few places. He's putting a lot of pressure on Wasum, and Wasum is leaving to the pits now.
As you should, as Barrera goes in, as one of the flying lizard, goes in as well. I'd hate to see anybody not try to go or try to maintain, and they're not on wets already.
Oh, Mitch got a stop and go? Yeah, Mitch McConnell. 30-second stop and go.
Car number, 69. He came in.
69.
That's unfortunate. It might give him a couple more laps. The Ray Rocket says that front engine might give him a couple of extra laps. It might, but McKeezy's already in the pits again. Snyder has just jumped in as well. Josh Willis from the race lead. Kersetter is
He's struggling right now in corkscrew. Oh my god. Oh, I guess he's going into the pits right now. Let's see.
He's definitely got it, but like he's still got such a high lead on car number 46, who is not even through.
Yeah.
Where is car number 46? He's just going through the main. He's got a full lap ahead of every driver right now. So as far as his jump to the wets, it's not gonna pull him away too far. It's got 1 minute and 4 seconds if anyone's wondering where he's really at. With McKeezy 8 seconds off of P2, who has not gone, or he has just jumped out of the pits. So he still holds P3. I guess that was a good bet for McKeezy. That was a great overcut on his part. Race leader still holding. He definitely changed tires. He's going back out there. Richard Drolleman is still going through Sector 2. Kersetter has nowhere to sweat on this one, as Josh Willis has already dropped himself back into P4.
Yeah, Josh is 9 seconds away from McKeezy, so he may be chasing a podium position.
Yeah, hard to say. He's still coming out of that. Does he have to go all the way through? Wow, that is a long pit for Kersetter, as Drolleman's only 20 seconds behind him now. That was originally what he was behind. But he is in a bunch of traffic, and people are letting him by. Drolleman just going across has a full sector of time with 26 seconds to go, or 26 minutes to go. Still heavy rains. Track is now damp. It's only going to get worse, and it's going to continue. Chathax AMR doesn't need a dedicated wet setup either, just like other cars. Oh yeah, that's also something to note. As that really pushed us into the great equalizer, but also the great gap builder, as a lot of these drivers have some massive gaps that have formed as they are passing some lap traffic. That is Barrera, car number 242, Omega Racing there. And still huge margins on the field at play.
Eric Galkashian has been doing a great job holding the a very good position in this race, right? He's 13 right now.
Oh yeah, that he has. And if his wife is watching, he is not far down the leaderboard there, so you can definitely find him somewhere in the middle. Oh, as we have a car number 686. 86. Crow Havenborn slightly went off there. He was P5, now he's P7. That puts Riley up one position there. As Riley Manier is 2 seconds off of Snyder, getting closer to Josh Willis. And we have Andrew Pickrell, who's been fairly consistent with his teammate. They are half a second off of each other, as the Flying Lizard Motorsports are doing pretty well, as Miller is shortly behind them in P21. And let's take a quick look. The Rave Rocket said Eric G is doing great in the midfield. He might be able to make up some pace in the wet. As it stands, we have Eric Cassian is about 8.5 seconds off the driver ahead of him. And that's going to be Diego Moscato in car number 54. He is a second and a half faster than Diego Moscato right now on pace, in terms of lap pace. So it's possible that he might actually make that happen, as Moscato is going through the corkscrew now. It's definitely in the possibility. Provolone's going right up against Ray Frias. They are half a second off there.
And Provolone got Frias.
Yeah, he did, but yeah, it's just a little wide for Ray. And track has been wet, but rain is going to continue for the next 10 minutes. And it's still going to be heavy.
Yeah, it's going to increase.
And it doesn't even look like there's a line forming for these drivers. We have Riley Manier is about a second off of Snyder, and he's even pushing in on that. Oh, here we go. Jed Engelman on the back end of Spool here. Cass Lassie is 0.6 off of this driver. Engelman's 0.2 off of Spool. Let's get it on board. Let's see what's going to happen. I think Spool's got a really good defense going on here. Still clean. Has 3 drivers that are biting for position. That's going to be 14, 15, and 16. And some damage on Engelman's car, as I believe a lot of these cars might have some damage. Some of them might have opted to not change out of the change the damage, as it would probably create too much time spent in the pits. Rather just go with it and see where their aero damage really is affecting them.
Bull is getting very close to Eric now.
All Eric has to worry about, though, is keeping a good, consistent line while these 3 drivers try to battle. It's going to make Spool lose some time trying to defend against Engelman, as well as Cass Lassie is going to be able to capitalize on both of their mistakes. Just needs to maintain a good race line. And there he goes. They're side by side. Jack gonna lose out on this overtake. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Moscato. Oh no! Moscato hits one of the Morton salts of Ray Frias. That is for P11. He's got to give that position back, and I believe he does. That is very great use of sportsmanship from these drivers. He hit him going through that corner, and he gave the position back. He'll buy back for it sometime soon. That was a near fatal incident happening with 20 minutes or 19 minutes left to go.
Moscato goes wide, yeah.
Yeah, the Rave Rocket says respectful racing from Moscato here, there, and that really was knowing when to give back a position. As they're going through this, it looks like he's going to be able to overtake him now cleanly, and he does so, and with a little bit more respect than you happen to see. Kersetter that is interesting. We have the race lead with 2 lap traffic cars here. I wonder if they'll let him go. These two are battling for position. Clutch, Kapow, hope to see this in the public lobbies from now on. Unfortunately, public lobby people don't hold the same level of respect for the random people. And this is our regular season that we're having right now, the 2021 fall season for the GT3 series. There are rules in place. If you don't give back the position within some responsible amount of time, then you'll probably get penalized for it if it was your mistake. And that is a post-race stewarding thing that would be a penalty, whether it be like a grid penalty, point penalty, could also be that you don't even get to start qualifying, as Kersetter passes both these drivers with some relative ease. As we have Ray Frias still in the back. Oh, no, Kaslassi gone wide. Engelman now up on him. Engelman doesn't have enough going through that. Oh, that's unfortunate. But through this corner, he looks like he does. Can Engelman retake his position? Oh, no, there's a little bit of contact. That was totally racing incident related. They were both trying to go too wide. Nines, it's raining in Cali. Hey, man, with global warming, it's going to be raining in Cali from now on. What are you talking about? As in 10 minutes, the rain is going to let up slightly. We got Gukassian having to battle out Spool here. And it's going back to the rules. There are rules in place. People do give up position if they feel that it was their fault in a racing incident. They'll try to give it up immediately. Unless, barring a driver goes off and is just crashed into a wall, drivers usually will just keep going and deal with the consequences of said incident later, post-race. That happens. And it doesn't happen all the time, but it can happen. That's, yeah, just another thing to note is all these racing incidences don't just end here. You will be penalized if you are found to be at fault for something that is more than what is said a racing incident. And it goes towards the actual standings themselves for the series. We still have Gukassian holding P13. Still have a good gap from Spool. As Snyder has been passed by Riley Manier at some point in this race. Riley Manier now 12 seconds off of Josh Willis. And Josh Willis is still 5 seconds off of McKeezy. And Richard Geralman is still a 33-second gap from Kerstetter, our race leader, who is crossing the line right now. That is a full sector. That's actually sector 3 in terms of time, in terms of pace. With the rain at what it is, that is such a massive gap. Kerstetter is definitely not going to have to sweat this out as Spool gets even closer to Gakassian. Ooh, and as Cassidy goes wide again, that might open up the door for... No, it does not, for Engelman to give him a good look. Orozco, where would you try to make your move if you were to make one on this track?
That's a tough question, man. I will try the braking on the first turn.
Yep, braking on first turn. Ooh, car number 54. Moscato.
We have a blue flag. Moscato, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, blue or yellow.
He must have just gone off track. Ooh, this is it right here. Oh, he brakes and holds his line. That is safe driving from Spool. As Caslas, he's going to have a go at him for that. It looked like it on the other screen. He was closer, but it doesn't seem so. Oh, what? Spool is off completely as Cass Lassie takes that position. He's now P14. He's now attacking Gakassian. That is one of the Morton salts of Chen, I believe. He is back there about in P23. Oh no, Chen's is somewhat blocking these drivers. As he tries to get out of the way, Gakassian got a good line on that block, so he still maintains his position. I believe that Caslassie would have had a good opportunity there.
Mm-hmm.
Turns 1 and 5 are the best for overtake here in wet. Corkscrew is a definite no. Well, the Rave Rocket says that he's never seen Roman Grosjean at the IndyCar overtake 4 drivers in the Corkscrew. And the last one wasn't so clean against JB Johnson, but, you know, bumping, what is it? Bumping is, rubbing is racing. Rubbing is racing. And he had some greater distance than these 2 drivers had to go. Like, and that's why Gakassian stays in on that inside to defend, is Grosjean did take the inside and fly into it and just, you know, let Jesus take the wheel. And it worked out. I mean, he got P3 for his efforts in that corkscrew overtake. Taking a whole new overtaking perspective on Laguna Seca. As I believe this exit right here, a strong exit could be a strong overtake, which is into turn 1. That little corner before the hairpin, which is a nice little overtake. So that's 1 and 2. But I don't believe Caslas is going to make that move. He's had some trouble on the last couple turns through that hairpin with the wets. And 10 minutes left to go. That's lightning of the rain. Lightning. That's too close to lightning, isn't it? Got 10 minutes left.
Poirot. We have Poirot stopped, and he was teleported into the pits.
Borio, he might have not just done his...
Wall.
Oh, he's probably just repairing then.
Yep.
We have Cass Lassie still holding his position here. Let's pop back over this. Actually, let's take a good look at it. Let's see if this cameraman can make his money on that. Ooh, it's a nice angle.
We have Kroll overtaking Chronotis in front of the pit lane. into the turn one.
As Ness Motorsports is next to each other in P6 and 7, with Chronotis kind of half a sector down. As Cass Leslie's 2/10 off this driver. Hi there, what lap times are they doing now? Let me take a look here. Our race lead of Ed Kerstetter, who's in P1, is doing his last was a 1:30 flat, and then Richie Girolamo did a 1:30.6. McKeesey did a 1:30.7. Josh Willis is doing a 1:31.2. Riley Meniere's 1/10 faster than Willis in terms of race and last lap pace. Snyder's a 1:32. Crow's a 1:31. Chronotis is a 1:33. Raza's a 1:32.3. We're seeing a lot of 1:32s, 1:31s. We have Mitch McConnell with a 1:30 in P22. So that's one of the drivers of them. And that is truly unfortunate because Mitch McConnell did start this race up in the top 10.
I think Josh just overtook McKeesey. I think McKeesey lost it in a turn.
Nope, he's still P4. McKeesey's going through the final stretch right now. Andrew Pickrell is right behind Spool right now. And Corsair XX, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Everyone here at Tracklicious Sim Racing appreciates it. This is just the Gt3 event doubleheader. Last race of the doubleheader, but this is done every Sunday, except next Sunday will be a 4-hour endurance race. It's going to be a mixed class of the GT4, GT3. And then this Thursday is going to be a GT4. Oh, Spool goes off, and Andrew Pickrell picks up the position at P17. Look at that. That is some smooth racing. As that Adidas Parlay behind is not biting for position.
Oh, there's a contact there with free. Was it Engelman?
It's possible. Yeah, it looks like it. As you hate to see it with 7 minutes left to go. That is Chronotis in P8. But who is that driver? Is that Richie Girolamo is the one that's sitting between all that traffic? He's in P2. And our race lead is going to be starting that second sector. So that is a big gap of 40 seconds. And Ed Kerstetter has just done a last of a 1:29.3. Richie Girolamo's last going across the line right now was a 1:30.9 even. So there you go. There's a difference of pace from these drivers. Daniel Kaslassi, P14. He's going to be the one attacking Erica Cassian, who's had a great race so far. He's held his position. He's lost a couple, but he's up there. This is some good points for Panzer Wallmolder. As he is 2/10 off this driver, I wonder if he's going to try to make a move here. Oh, he's off into the dirt a little bit. That's going to make him lose a little bit of time. Unfortunate for that driver. And that PAF Motorsports is not who you think it is. That is, nope, not that one, not that M. That is actually Mitch McConnell of PAF Motorsports, whose last was a 1:31.2. This driver got taken out at the start. Oof.
Freeze going on Engelman.
Engelman goes a little too wide there, and that's all the all Aaron needs to get ahead there. And he now takes P19.
And Spool is losing a lot of position now. He's in 21st. In corkscrew, he went off the track.
Yep, as we have Crowhaven born about 5/10ths off his teammate. They're in 6 and 7, and not much of a battle happening there. But look at this, Kerstetter is actually right behind P6 and 7. Am I right about that? They're going across. Yeah, they're going across the line. We have Ed Kerstetter, who has not only lapped the field, but is about to start lapping the top. He's already lapped the top 10. Well, a part of the top 10. 3 positions in. He's going to be lapping. He's already lapped Chrono. He's already lapped Raza. He's right behind the back of Crow Heavenborn, whose Crow is doing a 131.8 and Snyder's doing a 132.5. Kerstetter just did a 128.6 on his last lap with traffic.
And wet track.
This driver, and it's too late now, but the rain is going to subside even further.
Yeah, it's gonna stop raining in 10 minutes. By that time, the race is gonna be over.
No, I'm in the 3-minute marker. It's going to be even lessened rain, is what it was sporting at before it switched over to the cloudy. I just can't believe this driver from 9for9 Sim Racing is an extremely impressive driver who is right on the back heels of P6 and P7. And this is where it's going to be really interesting to see. Like, he's going across the line right now. He pulls off a 128.7. Snyder pulls a 131.2, and Havenborn does a 131.5. He's going faster than both those drivers by 3 seconds. And that is, even though we have 2 minutes left, he's still probably going to be able to get by him. And they don't have to give him position because they're trying to stay out of being unlapped from this driver. Although it's a blue flag. He gives it to him.
Yep, both of them.
Wow, he has gone ahead. Now he's right behind Riley Manier, who's just gone through the corkscrew. Let's take a look here. We have Constable Cody Wassum in P16 leading a little train with Eric Miller in P18 and Matt Morrison between them. And Cass Lassie, I guess, is 15th. That's kind of strange. I thought Cass Lassie was higher in position than that.
Yeah, he was
He was up there.
racing with Eric. Right?
Yeah, he was P14. So he lost 1 position to Pickrell, but that is some lap traffic from Engelman. Kerstetter's 128 is almost a second faster than Coach Dave reference wet setup lap time. Phenomenal pace. That's what the Rave Rocket said. Yeah, it's truly one of the more alien things happening here is Ali Raza is right up against Chronotis, biting for P8. We got 30 seconds left to go in this race. Kerstetter is halfway through it, so he's going to have 1 more lap to go. So we'll definitely see something happen from some of these drivers, as he still has to maintain 1 more lap. Unless, is it the final lap for the driver? Let's take a look.
Yeah, it is.
Nope, it's not the final lap. If it was the final lap, it would be showing on his indicator there. Oh, it is. There it goes.
Yep.
Well, there I am proven to be wrong. Ed Kerstetter leading the race for a 60-minute race through the doubleheader, 30-minute race before that. He goes ahead. That is a fast pace. 128.5. Ed Kerstetter P1 at Laguna Seca to end the doubleheader. What a fantastic job. This man's best time was a 122.4 during the dries. He's an alien. He's 4 seconds slower in the wets. As we have Richie Girolamo going through the final sector here. Oh, we have Snyder and Crow off to the side. They finished the race because they went across the line.
We have a crash. We have a multiple crash in the second left turn with in front of Miller.
No, that's Pickerel and Morrison. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Richie goes across with a P2. McKeesey goes across P3. And then we have Josh Willis going through that final sector. A lot of drivers have been solidifying their seat, but some of them have not. So we're just going to wait and go down the list here. We have Josh Willis, P4, crossing the line very shortly. Riley Minier going down that final stretch. He's going to be pulling in a P5. Crowhaven-born is going to be standing at P6, having finished. Snyder, P7. Raza, P8. Chronotis is in a bit of a pickle there. He's P9. Provolone, P10. Frias, P11. Moscato, P12. Cassian, P13. Cass Lassie, 14. Wassam, P15. Miller, 16. Free, 17. Morrison, 18. Pickerel, 19. Engelman, 20. Spool, 21. Chen, 22. King, 23. Barrio, 24. And Ward just stayed in for his penalty. Kerstetter, Drolleman, and McKeesey. I'm going to grab this driver now, and here we go. Ed Kerstetter, the race lead. What a phenomenal pace. You were able to be only 4-second deficit from your dry pace to your wet pace. How do you do such a thing?
I think that's a little generous. I think it was closer to 6. But I don't know. Car just felt good. It was wasn't raining too heavy. Like it wasn't a super wet track, which helped too.
It was a 6 second. You're right. It was 6 seconds, but that is still an insane difference. Off the opening turn, did you notice anything awry? Was it anything at fault for you think, or were you just completely in the clear as those drivers created a massive incident?
You know, I have to go back and look. At the time, I didn't think I was. I thought it happened behind me. I thought someone got tapped in the back, but
yeah, that's what it looked
I
like.
hope I didn't get anybody. I didn't think so, but I'll go back and look just in case.
No, I don't think you did. I was just curious from what you saw in your perspective, because it looked like Riley Minier had gone slightly askew from either a tap or whatever, and then the 2, 3, and 4 all were conversely collected in that incident, and then it just collected the entire field, like instantly, instantaneously, and it really just shaped up for a big split. Did you feel? I know you had such a big gap, but when you went into the pits, did you feel worried at all? I know you didn't, but tell me you did.
No, I did. Well, I wasn't quite sure when the good time to pit was because it was sort of a light rain at first, and so I think having that gap allowed me to stay out like one extra lap and probably lost a few seconds. But just to make sure that the track was wet enough for wet tires and that to not kind of burn them out in the first couple laps. So having that gap in the beginning helped me be a little bit kind of more conservative, I guess, making sure I put the tires on at the right time and put them up to the right pressures.
Yeah, well, I mean, what a fantastic drive. You took home P1 twice. That's some great points, not only for your team, but for yourself. I'm definitely going to see you put up in the top 5 going forward. That's got to feel really great. Anything else to add?
Sure. Not really. It was good race. Good. had a good time, and looking forward to watching the stream and you guys announce. I always like going back and looking.
Oh,
You guys do a really good job.
Yeah, thank you for saying so. Congratulations again. And here we have our P2 and our P3 as well. Richard Gerolman, P2. How do you feel?
Yes, sir. It felt pretty good.
Yeah, you started
second week
P5,
in a
right?
row. Yeah, started P5. Second week in a row that I got a P2. So, yeah, it felt pretty good. I was happy with it. There was no catch in P1, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely not. I definitely saw that you were like 40 seconds off. That was like at one point you were just a sector off, and then it went to like 40 seconds, and I was like, "There's just." It was a different world that was happening. But were you able to get by during the pileup at the start? Did the seas part for you to continue racing? Is that how you were able to get cleanly through?
Yeah, I was able to get through the inside pretty well. It looked like there was a bunch of stuff going on the outside, and all of a sudden I was in P2. I'm like, well, shit, here we go.
Did you have any issues
Worked
making a
out.
position during the change to the wets?
No, it was a pretty smooth pit stop. You know, I wasn't really worried too much about catching P1 because I knew that was kind of out of sight. But I was a little worried about P3 catching me, but was able to keep just enough distance there.
Well, congratulations on P2, Richie, and great
Thank you,
points
sir.
for yourself and your team, which definitely needed it to maintain a good, strong standing there. It was
Thank you,
unfortunate
sir.
what happened
Thank
to your
you.
teammate. I thought there was going to be, a slight like 1-2 finish with you guys, but incident, barring on turn 1 or technically turn 2, kind of ruined that aspect of it. But still,
Yeah,
congratulations.
definitely unfortunate, but hopefully we can all come back pretty strong. We even with that incident, we all finished, I think, with inside the top 10. So.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what I was trying to. I saw some people go into the pits, and I was saying like Riley Manier was able to pull off a P8 from losing out from P2, and I
Yep.
bet you he's going to do it again, and he did. He got up there. I think it was P5 at the end of it, or P6.
Yep, he drove a fantastic race with the circumstances that were given to him. That's for sure.
Absolutely, and Chris McKeezy, another great finish for you, a great finish for Nest Motorsports. How do you feel about that? Was there a moment between that initial turn where you felt like you're collected in it at all, or do you just get by, luckily?
Oh, I did not get by, luckily. I don't know what happened behind me, but I definitely got hit in the back, and then I was just sent flying into the guys in front of me. I was like, I have no control over this car anymore. And then there was this moment after that where you look at the damage, and you're like, that's 9 seconds of damage. I'm going to feel that the rest of the race. And it was just a debate for the first, say, 10 minutes where, like, should I pit or not? And we eventually concluded it's going to be way too hard to pass here. Just drive with what you got. And
Yep.
you never know, but I don't think I was going to do better than third anyway. So at the end of the day, it took out a lot of fast cars, and this was not the Aston's track. It was kind of a survive race for us.
Oh, absolutely, and it was still a fantastic race by your part. I mean, you not only were able to navigate a decent, like a really good qualifying, you managed to stick in there and even transition to the wets fairly quickly and maintain a good race pace. A race pace that was not far off from P2, but I mean, we can't even consider P1 for how
Yeah,
alien that guy's. He was 6 seconds off of his dry time.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was no catching P1. I was, because my team did really well, both Snyder and Crow. And
Absolutely. Yeah,
I knew
7
they were
8.
running 6th, 7th, and I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah,
And
6,
then I
7.
hear, Kerstetter's coming. And I'm like, what? How's Kerstetter getting up to 6th and 7th for lapping people? So,
Yeah. It was definitely something. We saw that towards one of the last laps. Yeah, when he lapped them, it was very interesting to watch, just where he really is. But your abilities as a driver that's came to this fairly new, you've cemented yourself as a pretty consistent, responsible driver. And great job getting P3, and hopefully you guys can get more coming soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I hope. I don't know what the points will be like at the end of this, but I started out saying we can definitely do 5th, and now I'm like, could definitely do third or second, right, guys? We can do that. So we'll see.
I believe
But,
so. I mean, all three of you guys had some really strong pace, and it really showed, and even showed towards the end when you ended up all being in the top 3 or the top 10. Not other drivers, none other teams could say that. So congratulations.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks. And yeah, thank you for doing the commentary, man. It's always appreciated.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you saying so. And that's gonna conclude it. And just wrapping it out, I got Santiago Orozco from one of the other teams that was, or from the Morton Salt team that was unable to join his teammate on track. And you can see him racing in the GT4 series on Thursday, and that is going to start at 9 p.m. Eastern, as well as the Porsche Cup on Saturday. And on the 10th, we have the 4-hour endurance race. It's a mixed class GT4, GT3 series that's going to be with another sim racing team. That's a 949 sim racing team. And that is where the driver, Ed Kersetter's from. He's from that league. So if you liked his driving, you're going to see a lot more aliens like him come that endurance race. Thanks again, and have a good night. Roscoe, do you have something to say?
Thank you very much, Alvarez. That was a great race, and yeah, we'll see you on Thursday. Thank you very much.
Yeah, see ya.
See ya.
Thanks, everybody.